Good evening, everyone. This is Melissa Thomas of Florida National News. As promised, I am back with your evening news rundown for your Thursday, September now. Wow, September 3rd, 2020. Thank you guys, as always, for tuning in. And as a quick reminder and invitation, if you are someone who's an advertiser, someone who is a small business owner, and you're looking to advertise and you're maybe interested in even sponsoring one of our segments, just shoot us an email at ads@floridanationalnews.com to find out more. We would love to have that conversation with you and get started with you. Now, as always, guys, we like to give you the latest COVID-19 reports globally here in the United States and in the state of Florida. So globally, according to the World Health Organization, they are reporting over 25.8 million confirmed cases and over 159,000 confirmed deaths. Here in the United States, the CDC is reporting 6.1 million confirmed cases now and over 186,000 confirmed deaths. Here in the state of Florida, the Department of Health is reporting over 637,000 confirmed cases and over 11,700 at this point confirmed deaths. Now, jumping into our world news story today, France is now starting to see some numbers that are a cause for pause for them. They're nearing an all-time high in terms of new confirmed cases, and their hospitalizations have increased as well. So here is a bit of update with that. French health authorities reported over 7,000 new confirmed coronavirus cases as of Wednesday, which is a sharp increase from Tuesday's 4,900 plus figure, so nearly 5,000 on Tuesday. And this is the third time since the beginning of the outbreak that the daily tally has stood above 7,000 for the nation of France. The number of patients hospitalized and rushed to intensive care is also on the rise there. French health authorities said in a statement, quote, "The virus keeps spreading in the country." And they added that roughly a fifth of France's departments or administrative districts were affected by, quote, "an active circulation of the disease." The 7-day moving average of new infections, which smooths out reporting irregularities, stood at a record of over 5,600 and remained above the 5,000 threshold for the fourth day in a row, compared to a low of 272 back on May 27th, which was just 2 weeks after the authorities had lifted the 2-month lockdown there. Now, the cumulative number of cases in France now totals 293,000 plus. Now, the number of people hospitalized for COVID-19, while still well below its April 14th peak of over 32,200, has gone up by 28 on Wednesday, totaling over 4,600. Now, it has been on the rise for the 5th day in a row, which is a sequence unseen since April. So this is why there is a cause for alarm there. Authorities also recorded a rise in the number of patients on intensive care, which is 22 new patients, reaching a total of 446 people, which thankfully is far below the April 8th record of over 7,100 people, but rising for the 6th consecutive day there. The number of people in France who have unfortunately passed away due to COVID-19 infections increased by 25 to a total of nearly 30,700 people. Now, jumping here to the United States, a bit of good news as it relates to vaccines. So jumping here to the United States, the CDC is telling states to prepare for COVID-19 vaccine distributions as early as late October. So this is a bit of good news. We'll continue to keep you guys posted on that. So the CDC is telling states, and according to a report from the New York Times, they've actually reached out to all 50 states and 5 large cities with their planning information to kind of help them plan for the distribution. And the agency showed these documents on Wednesday. Now, of course, the timing of vaccine is, it's taken on political importance, given that President Donald Trump does seek re-election in November. And the administration has committed billions of dollars to develop a vaccine to prevent COVID-19, which has killed, unfortunately, more than 180,000 Americans so far. A CDC spokeswoman said, quote, "For the purpose of initial planning, the CDC provided states with certain planning assumptions as they work on state-specific plans for vaccine distribution, including possibly having limited quantities of vaccines in October and November." So Dr. Anthony Fauci had said earlier on Wednesday on MSNBC that based on the patient enrollment rate in the COVID-19 vaccine trials currently underway, there could be enough clinical data to know by November or December that one of the vaccines is safe and effective. So this does kind of push it back from January 2021, which was what he initially projected for a vaccine to be available, to one that is going to be available this year. Now, the vaccines will be made available free of cost to high-risk groups, including healthcare workers, national security personnel, and nursing home residents and staff, according to the agency in its documents. Now, regulators around the world have repeatedly said the development speed will not compromise vaccine safety because, of course, that is a worthy issue. We don't want things to develop too quickly and end up missing some details, but they have assured that that would not be an issue. Quicker results, they said, would stem from conducting parallel trials that are usually done in sequence. So drug developers that are leading the race right now, especially in the US, include Moderna Inc., AstraZeneca, and Pfizer. So they're currently leading the race in developing a safe and effective COVID-19 vaccine. So we'll continue to keep you guys updated where that's concerned. Make sure to stay tuned here at FloridaNationalNews.com for all of the updates. Now, jumping here to the state of Florida, speaking of COVID-19, the Volusia County School District plans to create its own dashboard to report any COVID-19 cases that take place on their school campuses. So a bit of good news for Volusia County. Students returned on Monday, but there has been no official word on any positive test results so far, so that's good news for them. More than 60% of the students have opted for traditional in-person learning. And while district officials say they're doing their best requiring mask and social distancing, there was a picture that went viral on the internet showing a large gathering of students at Spruce Creek High School waiting to get schedules. So as of right now, the school district announced that a weekly COVID-19 document on the school district's website will be presented to give numbers and locations that don't infringe on privacy or violate any HIPAA laws. So that is good news coming out of Volusia County Public School System. And again, we'll continue to keep you guys apprised of the situation. In the meantime, guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break and come back with some more stories for you. Stay tuned. We will be right back.
At Duke Energy, we deliver electricity and so much more, like free home energy assessments, rebates for energy-saving improvements, payment options to help you better manage your budget, and even bill credits for helping the community use less energy. So no matter what you're doing, we can help you make better energy choices every day. It's just another way we bring power to your life. How much can you save?
All right, guys, welcome back to the Evening News Rundown. In our next U.S. story, both presidential opponents will be in the same place to mark the anniversary of the 9/11 tragedy. Of course, this is the 19th year, if you can believe that, the 19th anniversary of the September 11th attacks. So both political opponents will be in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, which is, of course, the site of the Flight 93 National Memorial. And of course, for those who may not have remembered, Flight 93 was a flight that was hijacked, but the passengers were able to, or tried to, wrest control of the flight from the hijackers before it crashed into that field near Shanksville, Pennsylvania. So the memorial was set up. Now, President Trump, for his part, does plan to make remarks at the site. A White House spokesperson, Judd Deere, said that he and First Lady Melania will be traveling there and he will deliver remarks. The Biden campaign, on the other hand, did not provide details of the former vice president's visit as to what his intentions are going to be. But both Trump and Biden have attended Flight 93 ceremonies before, though this one will be shortened because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Safety first, of course. There will be no musical performances this year, the National Park Service said in a statement. And, quote, each name of the passengers and crew members will be read aloud with the ringing of the bells of remembrance. Now, in a little bit of political history for you guys, during the election campaign 4 years ago, Trump and Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton both visited Ground Zero, the Ground Zero Memorial at the old World Trade Center on the 9/11 anniversary back then. So obviously not the first time that two presidential candidates are remembering the folks who tragically died in the 9/11 attacks at the same spot. Now, jumping here to the state of Florida, Governor Ron DeSantis is joining Visit Florida in a huge campaign to push for staycations, basically to woo Floridians, to inspire them to revive tourism, particularly in the state of Florida. Of course, you guys know the travel and tourism industry was decimated due to COVID-19 here in the state of Florida. And of course, he mentioned this on Wednesday while he joined the CEO of Visit Florida to unveil that new campaign at the Daytona Hotel. Now, the event is intended to motivate, residents to have those staycations, to kind of use some of that pent up energy, particularly during the quarantine, being able to get out and enjoy the beautiful Sunshine State. Now, the promotion will appeal to folks to enjoy beaches and wild nature. So not just the beaches, but parks, recreation, all that fun stuff. Visit Florida is spending $13 million on the campaign. And in turn, the state hopes that it will create more business and get more hospitality workers employed, given the fact that 1.2 million jobs were lost during the pandemic. Visit Florida will be using broadcasters, billboards, and social media to get their message out. The governor said he realizes there is controversy surrounding Visit Florida, but he said this is needed after tourism was decimated during the pandemic. He also added that theme parks can increase capacity if they want to, and he won't hold them back. So he said, quote, "We've had a big decline in tourism, so I think it will be a valuable tool to help show folks that Florida's back and that we welcome folks." Visit Florida also plans to focus on domestic travel in the future. The governor said he is looking at getting rid of limited capacity requirements for restaurants, saying that he believes people now know how to socially distance on their own. So again, guys, you guys always hear our exhortation here at Florida National News. Continue to guard your hands, wash them, glove them, sanitize them, whatever you feel you need to do. Make sure you wear your mask and practice safe social distancing, especially until we get this vaccine in place and folks are able to heal from COVID-19 at a faster rate. In the meantime, though, guys, we're going to take another quick commercial break and we will be back with your business and sports stories. Stay tuned.
I'm not picking it up. You pick it up.
I'm not picking it up.
Well, somebody's got to pick it up.
I'll pick it up. They're clean. 'Cause my hand is clean. Oh yeah, I'm Charmin clean. That's how I know they're clean.
Charmin Ultra Strong is woven like a washcloth and just cleans better.
Yeah, I'm Charmin clean.
The kid does have a
That's
point.
My hand is clean. Yeah.
Enjoy the go with Charmin. And for an extra clean finish, try Charmin Flushable Wipes.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Evening News Rundown. In our business story, Macy's is planning to open a few smaller stores that are off of the mall, kind of switching their business model a little bit. The CEO there said that they're going to go ahead and choose to do that in an effort to recover. They had closed several hundred stores back in February, 125 to be exact. So the CEO and chairman, Jeff Gennett, who spoke with investors during Wednesday's second quarter earnings call, he made the announcement that Macy's and Bloomingdale's will go ahead and open some smaller stores away from the malls, particularly the malls that were kind of in a financial slump. He said, quote, "Over the next 2 years, we will open several smaller format off-mall Macy's and we will test a smaller format off-mall Bloomingdale's. As we shared in February, every off-mall store will have full service for pickup and returns. We continue to believe that the best malls in the country will thrive. However, we also know that Macy's and Bloomingdale's have high potential off-mall and in smaller formats. Now, the test stores will reportedly be open in Dallas, Atlanta, and Washington. Macy's Inc.'s upcoming small-scale stores are only a part of a business strategy that it has named, quote, Polaris. Other plans include strengthening customer relationships and loyalty programs and curating quality fashion, as well as accelerating digital growth. The company also plans on optimizing its store portfolio and resetting its cost base as ways to conserve cash. Now, jumping into your sports story for the day, or sports stories, we have a couple today. The first one is going over to Tampa Bay. For those who are just itching to get their first glimpse of Tom Brady, you won't be able to do it for the first two home games. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers announced Wednesday that the first two home games will be fanless. It will be in an empty stadium. They wanted to continue to kind of observe safety precautions during the COVID-19 pandemic. Of course, this is a bit opposite of the other two Florida football teams, Miami Dolphins and Jacksonville Jaguars. Those fans will be able to go ahead and see the season opener in person, but Tampa Bay wanted to continue to stay careful. Buccaneers COO Brian Ford wrote in a letter to season ticket holders, "Ultimately, public health is our top priority. Based on our conversations with local officials, we have determined that it's not yet the right time to welcome fans back to Raymond James Stadium." So that means the team won't have fans in the stands in week 2 against the Carolina Panthers or week 4 against the LA Chargers. Now, their first game period of the season will take place on the road September 13th against New Orleans Saints, who also announced that they won't have fans present for their opener either. So in both places, both teams will have season openers with no fans. It appears no fans will be allowed until October at Raymond James, but that depends on whether COVID-19 cases in the region continue to decline. If so, fans would ideally be welcomed back when the Bucs host the Green Bay Packers on October 18th. Now, the University of South Florida, who also shares Raymond James Stadium as their field, made the same announcement last week, but the university could welcome fans for the Bulls' final 4 home games. Now, down in South Florida, the Dolphins will allow up to 13,000 socially distanced fans to attend their home opener. The Jags will allow up to 25% capacity at TIAA Bank Field. So that's a bit of good news for those respective teams. And another more touching story, and this is on the basketball end of things, junior NBA players yesterday unveiled a very touching social justice mural to the New Image Youth Center here in Orlando. The painting, take a look here, which was done by 13 and 14-year-old junior NBA champions and players. The painting is entitled Basketball Sunrise. It's the collective work of the 13 and 14-year-old junior NBA championship athletes. They created it to illustrate the importance of global unity and social change through their own eyes. And as you can see in the mural, there are several key catchphrases and words there that have to do with bonding and togetherness and unity. So you see equality, allyship, unity is strength, empathy, perseverance, empowerment, leadership. We are one. Hashtag, they put Black Lives Matter in there as well. They also say, which I thought personally was touching, basketball is not just a game, it's a family. So they also wanted to be sure to drive the point home of the importance of basketball. But representatives from the Orlando Magic were on hand to help the junior NBA players present the mural as well, including Orlando Magic Community Ambassador Bo Outlaw. He was there and they unveiled it via a Zoom call. So congratulations to the New Image Youth Center. Dr. Shante Barton Stubbs, who is pictured on the right, she is the one on the left side of the photo, but she was particularly touched. She's been in the community for a very long time, and she has had a longstanding relationship with the Orlando Magic. And she said, quote, "This is beyond inspirational because we are living in a perilous moment right now. For it to be the NBA, first off, junior NBA and the Orlando Magic, and for this message to be so strong, I'm just appreciative knowing that the ones who have supported us all for the last 10, 15 years, it's not just a statement, it's really something that they believe in." So congratulations again to the New Image Youth Center for, being the recipient of that mural. And, congratulations to the Junior NBA Championship athletes for painting that mural and presenting it. It is definitely a touching message. Now, in the meantime, guys, we're going to take one final commercial break and come back with your entertainment story. Stay tuned.
At Taco John's, you can expect one thing: so good. As in quality ingredients used in tacos and burritos made just for you. Every single bite.
So good.
Expect nothing less at Taco John's.
All right, welcome back to the Evening News Rundown. A bit of unfortunate news for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and his family. He made the announcement on Instagram yesterday that he and his family have been tested positive for COVID-19. He recorded an 11+ minute video, and he said he was shocked after hearing their positive tests, calling the ordeal, quote, "one of the most challenging and difficult things we've ever had to endure." The actor said that he, along with his wife, Lauren Hashian, and their 2 young daughters contracted the virus, but have now recovered. He said his daughters, quote, "bounced back after having sore throats for a couple of days." But for Johnson and his wife, he said they both had a rough go. Johnson said he and his family caught the virus from close family and friends who told him they did not know where they contracted the virus. And he said the ordeal made him more conscious. He made several suggestions to combat the virus, such as wearing a mask, boosting your immune system, and making sure to have a commitment to wellness. So, ladies and gentlemen, you guys hear our exhortation all the time, and take the words from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, because he is quite someone who pushes health. Of course, he has his line of fitness clothing with Under Armour, of course. So, guys, continue to be careful. And that does it here for us at the Evening News Rundown. If you haven't already, Be sure to like, follow, subscribe, all that fun stuff, guys. Thank you so much, as always, for tuning in. It is our pleasure to bring you guys the latest top stories and headlines in a quick little bite-sized segment as you wrap up your workday. But another quick reminder for anyone interested in advertising or sponsoring one of our shows, just shoot us an email at ads@floridanationalnews.com to find out more and to get started with us. But in the meantime, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your Thursday afternoon. You take care.